Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, even the name sounds like a life sentence. But let me tell you, after 37 years of living with this so-called disorder, I've learned something crucial. ADHD is not a deficit. It's a different way of being. We are the creative thinkers, the passionate dreamers, the ones who see the world in vibrant, kaleidoscopic detail. Our minds race with ideas, connections sparking like fireworks. But this intensity can be a double-edged sword. The world often feels too slow, too structured for our boundless energy. We crave novelty, excitement, and the freedom to explore the uncharted territories of our minds. This can lead to struggles with focus, organization, and impulsivity, the hallmarks of ADHD. But instead of seeing these as flaws, what if we viewed them as strengths in disguise? What if instead of trying to fit into a world not designed for us, we learn to embrace our unique wiring and create a life that truly fits? Growing up, I was that kid who couldn't sit still, the one always getting distracted, daydreaming in class while the teacher's voice faded into background noise. My report cards were a consistent refrain: has potential, but lacks focus, bright but easily distracted. I excelled in bursts of creative energy, writing stories, building elaborate Lego structures, losing myself in imaginative play. But when it came to the structured, linear world of school, I struggled to keep up. I felt like a square peg trying to fit into a round hole, constantly being told to try harder, to pay attention, as if focus was a switch I could simply flip on and off. It was frustrating, isolating, and left me feeling inadequate and misunderstood. Looking back, I realize now that my struggles weren't for lack of trying. My brain was simply wired differently, craving stimulation and novelty in a way that traditional learning environments couldn't provide. I was around 12 years old when I received my ADHD diagnosis. At first, it felt like a label, a confirmation of everything I'd always struggled with, but later on into my adult life, it would become a turning point. At some point, I started viewing it as the invisible force that had shaped my experiences, a framework for understanding my unique way of being. It wasn't about being broken or deficient, but about having a different neurological wiring. This understanding brought a sense of relief, a validation that I wasn't just lazy or unmotivated. It also opened doors to resources and support systems that helped me navigate the challenges of ADHD. The diagnosis wasn't a magic bullet. It didn't erase my challenges or suddenly make everything easy, but it provided a starting point, a foundation for building self-awareness and developing coping mechanisms that worked for me. Medication can be a valuable tool for managing ADHD symptoms. For some, it provides the focus and clarity they need to function effectively in a world not designed for their brains, but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution, and it's certainly not a magic cure. I've tried various medications over the years, experiencing both benefits and side effects. Ultimately, I learned that medication is most effective when combined with other strategies, like therapy, lifestyle changes, and a deep understanding of my own needs. It's important to remember that medication addresses the symptoms of ADHD, but it doesn't address the underlying causes or the emotional and psychological impact of living with this condition. For me, medication was a temporary support system, a bridge that helped me access other tools and strategies for managing my ADHD. It's a personal choice, and what works for one person may not work for another. The key is to find what works best for you. While medication can be helpful, I've found that true transformation comes from delving deeper, from exploring the underlying causes of my ADHD and developing coping mechanisms that address the root of the issue, not just the symptoms. This led me on a journey of self-discovery, exploring alternative approaches like depth psychology, life coaching, and neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP. These modalities provided me with invaluable tools for understanding my mind, rewiring negative thought patterns, and creating a life that truly aligned with my strengths and values. Depth psychology helped me uncover the emotional roots of my ADHD, exploring early childhood experiences and unconscious patterns that contributed to my challenges with focus, impulsivity, and emotional regulation. Life coaching provided me with practical strategies for setting goals, managing my time effectively, and creating structure in a way that worked with my ADHD brain, not against it. And NLP offered powerful techniques for rewiring my thought patterns, transforming limiting beliefs, and anchoring myself in a state of confidence and self-acceptance. If you're struggling with ADHD, I invite you to reach out to us or check the more info section of this video for additional resources. I'd also love to hear about your struggles and achievements in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey.